curse is broken and the shadows are lifting. In time, these lands will heal.
Need to find a way forward.
I think we've done rather a good thing here. A welcome change to gift this land a sliver of hope amongst so much despair.
These lands will soon be free of Shah's grasp. You can almost sense it. If I was a bard, I might be tempted to draw comparisons between nature and myself both shaking off Shah. But luckily for you, I'm no bard. Of course. Just the one? Fine. What's on your mind? No notes. You've exceeded my every expectation. Considering all we've been through, I think I was very lucky to find such favorable company. And attractive company too, no less.
You saw Gortash, didn't you? What the fuck was he doing down there? Is all of this because of him? The tadpole, the absolute. How? I'd never have protected a Bay Knight even a decade ago. I looked after that fucker with my life. I trusted him. He gave me away to Zariel without a second thought. And now he's looking to ruin the entire Sword Coast. He has to die. And I'm gonna be the one who kills him. He can't get away with what he's done. To me. To us. He won't get away with it.
Gods be damned. With that parasite in his brain, Father could wreak untold havoc in the Absolute's name. Should Baldur's Gate fall to the Absolute, every one of the coast cities will be ripe for the plucking. We're not just fighting for our cure. We're fighting for my father. We're fighting for the Gate. We're fighting for all of Faerun. Worm's Rock Fortress. All travelers to Baldur's Gate flow through it. It serves as headquarters for the Flaming Fist, and their commander, my father. The Absolute's army's on the march. Gods forbid a tadpole Grand Duke throw open the gates for them. Orin, I'd never heard tell of, but Gortash I know. Or know of, more precisely. A self-styled strategic advisor to Baldur's Gate's peers. A bit player with dreams of a leading role, the way Father told it. He had no use for Gortash, and even less for his advice. I don't remember much beyond that. But where these Chosen are concerned, I have a suspicion we're about to know more than we'd like. Yes, but first, a question. If your home were under siege, what would you sacrifice to save it? As would I. And more. I was 17. Father, older Ravengard, had just been named a Grand Duke and was called away to Elturel to help settle a dispute. That's when the cult of the dragon made its move. A religion devoted to conjuring the most evil of goddesses, the dragon Tiamat. A 10-day after Father left, I heard a whisper as I slept. Duskhawk Hill. The Queen of Chaos awakens. Go alone. I grabbed a rapier and set out. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, yet not a single star was shining. There they were, gathered at the foot of the hill.
Your head tingles. Will wants to show you what happened. In the looming shadow of the mount, 5 groups of 5 figures each encircle a lofty totem. Atop each totem, a dragon's head is carved, and a massive orb held in its mouth. The cultists chant, first softly, then crying to the starless sky. There is a crack of thunder, a gust of wind, and a dragon's white head appears in the storm. As the maelstrom howls, Mizora's lips press to your ear. She will destroy Baldur's Gate. Grant me your soul, and I will give you the power to save it, she whispers.
She read the terms while 2 devils stood witness, and I said yes. 1 soul for 1 city. She didn't. She came on order of her mistress, Zariel. Tiamat made a play for power. Zariel had other plans. That was the most Mizora's ever said. All that mattered was that she got her prize. Another pet added to her warlock menagerie. I had Mizora at my side, and the archdevil Zariel guided our hands that day. I burned with the fires of Avernus and oozed the rot of Dis. The cultists choked on our poisons and burned from our flames. And when we were done, all that remained were 5 grayed orbs atop a pile of ash. My soul was bound, and my lips were sealed. It is the one scar I ever bore of it. Mizora replaced it with a sending stone. She uses it to track my location and speak from a distance. I could flee to the spine of the world, or the depths of the lower dark, and still never shake her. I don't know that it was brave. I just know that it was right. He returned to an unsuspecting city and a wayward son with a smirking devil at his side. I tried to tell him the truth, but my mouth couldn't form the words. I'd led him to the battlefield, but Mizora had swept it clean. I showed him my stone eye, but he only turned away. After, he said only one word: go. So I did. I understand. No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst, and Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither. More than you know. The better question is, did he ever miss me? If he did, he missed the Will Ravengard he once knew, not the hell-touched warlock he returned to.
smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin cat smells like goblins. Ooh, more.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer. Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me! Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last! My mate, Most High. Darling Isabel is safe and well. Safe and well, and return to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One. We are a powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it. Pray, ask, and I will tell. Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb. Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder. Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour, we each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
I can't believe it. I can't believe Aelin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What he'd become. By killing him. You set him free. You set Aelin free. And me. great deal. But still, some of the details elude me. Ketheric Thorm was my father. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight? That's exactly it. And I tell you, I took one look at her and I just knew she was it. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped. I didn't know that then, but I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak, could only run. I found last light within the shadows, made a shelter there, prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land, my home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them, and myself, no matter what. I did. Who would trust the next of kin of Ketheric Thorm? But I have no more secrets. It's all out in the open now, and with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aelin. She needs healing, rest. I'm grateful for your help, your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long, but I'm grateful for a safe place to, well, just to be.
My good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself...
army marched through here.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past, being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed. Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed. I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shah's umbral domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough, but I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
Good. I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice. Fine. What's on your mind?
Of course.
Relieved? Terrified? Sick to my stomach? I can't keep my feelings straight ever since I spared Night Song. Defied Shah. I don't know what comes next. But at least I have you by my side.
The curse has been lifted, the lands cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping and yes sir, no sir, rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the Prism Bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant. Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
Another step forward.
Shadowheart has found a little bit of herself again. Selûne cannot take all of the credit. She may have lit the way, but it is the cleric who took this step. That speaks well of your taste. I've heard my share of bad ballads about things I never did. If you have questions, ask. Just don't expect my answers to rhyme. More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I. Do not be moved to pity. It is a predator pinned in a trap. And if it wriggles free, you'll find it still has teeth. Ask it. It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And, bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books, or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? I've passed enough years that counting them is a waste of what remains. Which is to say, yes, I am that old.
At least things have stayed interesting. Let's get going.
Fate spins along as it should.
Dost thou require a new ally? Or...
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks. We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. This may be a beginning, not an end. I can see myself now, Lord, King, Master. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor. What's a handful of the wretch's servants? If they're anything like me when I was enslaved, they're all but begging for death anyway. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better. All I'm saying is, let's be clever about it. If an opportunity arises for me to become a more magnificent bastard than I already am, why turn it down? Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador has changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With her help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes? You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
The reckoning is upon us! The city thirsts for domination. March!
We're under attack. Help me!
I'm ready. All right.
You lifted harborer!
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Have to keep going.
Tadpole scum!
Concentrate. Quickly! I can't do this without you.
Let's go. Another day, another fight.
Let's spill some blood.
Gestawski!
Certainly.
What's the plan? Can't afford to let up. Time to meet your maker.
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
Still on my feet. This feels good.
Wait, save me. I cannot take much more.
Lucky.
That orb's going to blow, and soon.
Dream Guardian.
I'm here. Help me. I'm under attack.
Time to get going.
Still alive.
Hurry. I can't hold them back alone.
I wonder what the next move is.
Trust me.
Witching hour. Where do I go from here? Time to press ahead.
Need to stay focused. On the move.
Let's light them up.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Have a lot on my mind. Well, in it.
I need you. Now. Come to the skull.
Boots have seen everything.
Help me! It's not over. Come to the skull.
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
A mind flayer? The blazes is going on here?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. The Honor Guard. Eliminate them. My forces are weakened by their assault, but with your help, we can turn this around. Destroy the Guard. I will subdue their master.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the Githyanki.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight! Fool! Without me, you will perish.
With finesse. Let's find some prey.
I am not your enemy. The Githyanki are.
Survival is all that matters.
Curiosity trumps combat, then.
Attacker!
What are you doing?
swiftly now. A rough tempest I will raise.
You've been in better shape.
Take you!
Creator, destroyer. With ease.
Its labored breaths resound like a death knell in your mind, tolling for the end of all hopes of survival and freedom. With startling clarity, you realize the Mind Flayer was telling the truth. If it dies, so do you.
Thank you. With your help, we will both survive.
On my way.
Shall we cut and run?
Death is but a word away.
Your reluctance to help nearly cost us everything. You saw reason just in time. Don't look at me like that. I'm a Mind Flayer, yes. And the one who saved you again.
Of all the things to be indebted to, a bloody Mind Flayer.
You may call me the Emperor. An adventurer, I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure, to a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call me Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Rather than potential future allies, like you. Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Elithian Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Blackith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Blackith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Blackith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blackith will be finished. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the Astral Prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other Chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, you would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a Lithid, a sworn enemy, just like me. I appreciate that, but this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel. But the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not? I understand. Let us hope then that your present self will be sufficient to deal with 3 gods of death and a giant magically enhanced Elder Brain. But in case you change your mind... look after it. Use it when you're ready to evolve. You or your allies. It has vitality enough for you all. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The Brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the Brain, and bring it under our control.
Path lies before me. Reticule.
Wits and blades, always sharp.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Oh, a frostbite does wonders.
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable but impenetrable. Within it, the Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
I'm done. I can't wait to sleep. Don't waste a step.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? yes. But also no. I felt like the world had been upended. But it also made perfect sense. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me. Indeed. But the truth may yet prove painful. Who knows what Shah still keeps from me? We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me. More likely it would just put a stop to us. I wanted nothing to do with those Illithid powers before. What makes you think I'd want to jump into an even deeper hole? You know what that offer truly entails, don't you? Become half a Mind Flayer, lose half of yourself. I don't want that.
Oh, quite the rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us.
Be honest. What do you think of the new look? Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
A mind flayer's been getting their tentacles all over our dreams this whole time. I'm really not sure about putting any trust at all in this thing. It's already shown itself a liar. I've got my eyes on the Emperor, and Karlach doesn't blink.
Your parasite communes with Lae'zel's. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. And even more powerful still. It said he could bring 1,000 Githyanki to their knees with one command. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the Archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen. Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant Illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way. What about him? The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his Illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign. The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself? A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of Illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves. Orpheus is honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
Can't slow down.
The city is close now. My former peers will be watching, no doubt. Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
Excuse me, I can't find my mum. She was sick. She had spots on her face and hands. She went to go get some herbs, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10-day, though. Guards blow like petards. They don't help us. That means you don't come back. My mum is coming back, though. She's looking for me. If you see her, tell her Yenna's looking for her. It's really scary when you're alone without your mum. Oh, hi. My mum is coming. I think.
Amicus animalis.
There is so much wrong with that. You have anything you want for supper. All the treats your tummy can handle.
What am I to do?
You've been saying that for days. My feet hurt. Do you know where we're going? What kind of inn is it? Will there be feather beds?
Let's see what's to be said.
We told our son that this is a holiday to spare him the truth. We don't have homes to go back to.
Can't talk. I'm sorry. The little one needs all of my attention.
This way.
Nearly there now. You see the city? Up on the hill.
See it? It's up there and we're down here.
That's why we need to walk just
Better get to it.
one foot.
Welcome to Rivington. South, Coast Way. North, Worms Crossing.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
All the treats your tummy can handle.
Breathe deep and move.
Turn back, citizen. No passage in this direction. It's bloodier than a butcher's backyard out there. Piles of dead absolutists, and a few of our own as well. The cultists assaulted the gate, armed to the teeth trying to break in. They nearly had it too, before the Steel Watch intervened. A little more than that. You'll see for yourself soon enough if you head to the city.
best get in and out.
No passage this way, I'm afraid. Turn back. It's for your own good.
Light on my feet.
You have everything you want for supper. All the treats you're tempted.
If I was a Sharon lookout, this is the sort of place I'd want around.
What in the hells was that?
Whatever it is doesn't bode well.
Something over there. That might be worth a look.
That's an order.
Why don't you protect us instead of these scruffy outlanders?
You see them over there? Refugees? Ha! Naught but a cover. I know what they really are. Dyed-in-the-wool agents of the Absolute. Mark my words. There's probably only a handful of rotten apples among them. Or, you know what they say about rot? It spreads quickly. Ruins the whole bunch.
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. You're a true Baldurian, I can tell. You must understand why we need to keep these strays out of our city. Another bleeding heart. Piss off and take it elsewhere.
Between you and me, I don't think there are enough flaming fists here for these refugees. Oh, no. You misunderstand. I mean, anyone could be among these refugees. Us Baldurians can't feel safe with so many of them roaming about without proper supervision.
Let's hope Archduke Gortash can make a difference.
Criminals, and we won't have them.
File a report, and I'm sure the Nanak will deal with it.
Coddling, young lady.
Gods. Not another protester. Go talk to Nestor if you must. I've got plenty on my plate with these mewling geese.
You did me a real favor clearing all those ghouls out of Moonrise. That old bonebag Ketherick had some fancy junk stashed behind all the cobwebs and piles of gore. Didn't you? Figured we only got the scraps you didn't have the strength to carry. Still, we got some decent stuff. Made a nice change from picking through your dusty pockets. Wish I could tell you. We're stuck out here, but most of the action is beyond Worm's Crossing. Would I try to fool a sharpie like you? Have a look. Stay away from trapped chests.
What's next? There's no time to waste.
With haste.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Donations?
Food, sundries, gold. These poor refugee sods need all the help they can get. Let's see what you've got. Thank you. I'm sure your contribution will be greatly appreciated. Got something else to donate, have you? Thank you. I'm sure your contribution will be greatly appreciated.
Be on your way, citizen. Got a lot to keep my eye on round here.
You, turn around and toddle your way right back out of here. Everything in this barn has been donated for the refugees, not you. Now piss off. I'm doing my job. You can win the shop elsewhere. Now, are you going to clear off or not? Not unless you want to make a donation.
If you want to chat, talk to Nestor. I like my personal space.
Don't know how we're gonna get Grunch into the city, wounded as he is. But we have to.
We've got to get Grunch into the city, but he's in no shape to travel. I wonder, what if we hit him in a big barrel and nailed it shut? Nah.
Baldur.
Grunch isn't looking so good, Neil. No, we need to get into the city.
Whatever you need. I can't help you. Even talking is painful right now. Some goblin cultists were about to stumble on where those two bright boys were hiding. So I just kind of drew their attention. The bright boys got away, but I took a hit killing those gobbos. And it's taken its time healing. Thanks for asking, though. Don't worry about my wound. It gives me a reason to keep an eye on those Tangleford bright lads. I like to keep them out of trouble.
Now, mind your tongues. Be pristine to me.
Who did that song go anyway?
Fight something solid. Even if we only have tankers of river water to raise, we'll drink to their memory.
Sorry, Ike, but you're not bad.
Washing my pits. This is the song when up. Aye! Gonna blood not get any bleeding privacy around here. Bunch of perverts, the lot of you.
I hate this place. I can't even soak my forearms in peace.
What? I'm bushed. I ran for days to get someplace safe, and then found out I'm last in line to get in, because I'm a hobgoblin. As if I could change that.
So, you survived. That's more than many of my kin can say. It's mainly anger that keeps me going. Zevlor was supposed to lead us, but he froze when we needed him most. I haven't seen him since the massacre on the road, which is lucky for him. We made it alive to Baldur's Gate. Almost, anyway. But I can't complain. When I look at Bex and realize she's safe, it's hard not to weep from joy.
We made it through hell. Twice. I know now that as long as Danis and I stick together, we can do anything.
What a sad situation. The once proud tieflings of Elturel, reduced to beggars.
My son Garen is pleased we got this far together. But his wife's bitching is making me old before my time. Why can't he tell her to put a sock in it? Pretty son.
Can't stand her, can't stand her, can't stand her! My sister-in-law. All law and no sister. Grr.
Actually got here safely. Towing along my wife's sister and mother. Or maybe they towed me along, eh?
God, camping with the mother-in-law has been utter hell. Maybe I should just go on ahead into the city without her. Scouting, like.
Oh, you're no sauce. I put my money on Christine.
Me too. They got me signed up to learn to make pots, which is dumb. I'd rather learn how to kill cultists. And I bet you'd back me up on that.
Thinking. Starving folk tend not to.
If they just lined up and taken their fair shares, we'd have had plenty for everyone.
If won't get us fed and watered. We got here first, friend. You're welcome to whatever scraps we leave behind.
If you're here to fill an empty stomach, look elsewhere. Folks swarmed what little was odd, stuffing their pockets. Bloody animals.
Look at that! Back off! I found these apples first.
That might be worth a look.
just lined up and taken their fair shares, we'd have had plenty for everyone.
It won't get us fed or eat.
There'll always be more. They spread like locusts.
So we should do nothing. Just wait for the next wave.
And let the marshal strength against us. I do not like our chances.
Rechtei hathran rust. Frey valdisk durovna. Frey vald iskablast.
You recognize the funeral rites of the Gur people, the same monster hunters you met in the Hag Swamp. Their leader is burning the possessions of those who have fallen.
Im orak. Nete. Grasin. Netra. So, the impossible spawn walks among us in the blazing sun. We have been looking for you. The last time your friend came to our camp, he stole our children, our future. When we sent Gandrel after you, we wanted to interrogate you, to discover how to save our children, and then destroy you. But things have changed. You have changed. Is it true you left your master? That you broke the spell that binds you to him?
Well, I mean, kind of. It's a long story, honestly.
Free. Not while his master still lives. But he has, perhaps, earned a second chance. We have tried to save our children once already, attacking Khazad-dûr's palace at first light. Even then, it was too well defended. But if his own spawn approached, someone he thought he could control, he would throw his doors open and welcome you in. And once inside, you could do what we could not. You could save the children you damned.
You don't know Khazad-dûr like I do. He's merciless. You want me to march into the lion's den and save your children? But I promise you, they're already dead. I spent 200 years bringing him victims. Each and every one was whisked away to be fed on that night.
But you never saw him feed yourself. He could keep prisoners for days before killing them. If our children are truly gone, then we ask for blood. I know you can understand that, Spawn.
I suppose. Yes. Yes. Revenge, I can do.
Thank you. From me and all my people. If you can do this, we will be in your debt. You have lived a life of violence and sin. You have stolen lives, broken families, and caused immeasurable grief. Doing this will not right those wrongs.
If you're trying to encourage me, you're failing abysmally.
But it will be a start. You may still be redeemed. Please go. Time is short, but we will see you again when it is done.
And the innocent. Nothing less.
If we do nothing, the innocent will suffer just the same.
What will happen to
We
them
have
if
no-
we attack?
We are begging help from you, an outsider. I would follow Ulmer to the hells and back, but this does not feel right.
To lose our children is a tragedy. To fail so utterly in saving them is something else entirely. insists the tribe is not cursed, but I have my doubts. This is it for our people. What if this is...
I pray you will succeed where we failed. Exterminate every last vampire parasite.
Our dead fought well. They died well. I hope I can live up to their example.
The numbers, but the bonds we share, and they are stronger than ever.
As long as we stand together, we can never be too great.
No screaming children. No laughter. No scolding words. There is only silence and pain.
Tried our judgment, and it almost doomed us. We need strategy and cool heads.
Should we fortify the camp?
It is good to have you with us. There is something rotten at the heart of this city, and it needs purging. Cazador's nest of serpents must be exterminated. Nothing less.
What will happen to them?
As long as we stand together, we can never.
Fine day for it, eh? Got to enjoy things while they last, I suppose. Freshen your drink, perhaps?
Can I help you? This is a private picnic.
Shut it. Scavenge whatever you can from this mess. We'll make something out of it.
The circus of the last days has returned. See Dryads, Jinn, and Dribbles the Clown back with a new act.
Oh, God! Are they gonna see it? What happens if they don't see it? See it? Really? No. No, that just won't do. Look, I know you're not gonna see it, so you might as well be on your way. Hammer? Oh, goodness! You said it! Wondrous day! I am a good dog. You can come back. I like you.
Have you found some paper?
No, I'm afraid I must insist you do not pet the hound.
My love, you can't keep being so rude to strangers. It's just a dog.
All the grabbing and touching startles poor Biscotti. I will not apologise for caring about my boy. Isn't he just? I'm so very glad they let animals in the camp. Means Biscotti can be kept away from that awful war.
Oh, yes. As long as the dog is okay, he's happy. Give me strength.
With farmers, Chris, what are we gonna do in the city?
I apologise for my husband and his obsession with that bloody dog.
What was that, my dear?
Nothing, darling.
Glad to see you. Glad to see anybody, really. It was a lonely road getting here through those abandoned farmlands, and I'm a sociable sort.
Well, to be fair, for a miserable collection of shabby hovels jam-packed with wretched refugees, this place isn't bad at all.
I'm busy. Mind your own.
Betty.
File a report, and I'm sure the Lord on the rack, give me patience. These protesters keep harassing the refugees. It's horrid. I just hope the Ilmater Temple opens up aid again soon. We need their help here.
Don't pay me any mind now. I'm just trying to make sure everyone gets fed.
I just lost a wager, thanks to you.
Who are you?
Someone who bet that you'd never be foolish enough to actually show your face in this city again. But here you are. And the gold in my purse is soon to take flight. There have been whispers about you, sister. About your faith, your loyalty. I can't help but feel the strangest twinge of disgust as I look upon you. Is it true? Has Our Lady forsaken you?
Of course not. A cover to throw our enemies off the scent. I suppose you weren't deemed important enough to be informed of the plan.
That would have been fine deception in most cases. But your lying tongue cannot mask the empty pit in your spirit. She truly has abandoned you. Now I must report your reappearance. If you are intent on bringing matters to a head, then seek out the House of Grief in the lower city. Though, if I was you, I'd be very tempted to just forget it all and disappear. You have some form at doing so, after all.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
I'm not paid to talk. If you want something, speak to Zenobia.
Do try the grass, should it take your fancy. Such sweetness should be shared.
If you don't get out of there, I'm going to have to make you.
Oh, yeah? Gonna get your thugs to butcher my wife and kid, are you?
That's not what I meant. But if you do insist on continuing to be difficult...
The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these spotters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
I don't see why I should be explaining myself. It's my property. They are on it, unlawfully.
Look, we needed somewhere to live. This place was empty and it had walls. I've got children for tears' sake. It gets cold out there at night, Mr. Gregorio. My kids will get sick. Please, we'll stay out of your way. We just need a roof.
This is my home. I may pride myself on my philanthropy, but I draw the line at being a halfway house. Look, time is money, and I'm losing both just standing here. Make your call, judge, before Zenobia makes it for you. Let them stay here? What if the little brat gets into the basement? My basement? Oh, nothing interesting, just materials. I'm a craftsman, you see.
This man is definitely lying. And he's really hoping you don't pry any further.
Look, I have some very valuable components in there. I need to get that lot out before they damage something. Who do you think you are? Zenobia? People are lining up to break into my property. Do something about it.
You paid us to protect you and your high-quality merchandise on the road. And we've since arrived at our destination. As I said, anything else is extra.
This is the last time I hire someone from the guild. Fine. Here's the extra. Finish the job.
my favor.
Let's have a little fun.
Got to move.
Strike hard, strike fast.
No coin and nothing to do. You're going to hire all the refugees. Just like that.
Best be on my way.
Better than nothing.
Cheap and cheerful. Refugees for hire. Catchy, right?
Gortash is being named Archduke. Time to pay Worm's Rock a visit.
Not quite sure why you stood up for us like that, but I won't say I'm not grateful. Thanks. And may Torm keep you. Same way lots of us did. Trying to get away from the army of the Absolute. If you had the chance to put a roof over your family's heads after being on the run for Torm knows how long, wouldn't you? Oh. Well, thank you. I think. I am. It's been days since my family slept under a roof. So thank you. At least we'll have some peace now.
Good thing you sorted that out. I was this close to chucking a knife right between that trollop's eyes.
What's that?
We're lucky there's still decent folk about.
She's not brave. She's just learned to stay silent to avoid causing trouble.
Better to be within its walls than without, Mark. We're lucky there's still decent folk about.
Now we don't have to leave. I'm gonna build a big house for all the rats. It's gonna be really fancy. You'll see.
traps. How considerate. Careful, I bite. Leave no trace. On the hunt. Gently. Oh dear. Someone's left a trap out for us. Trap. Consider it. Like a wraith. On tippy toes. Someone doesn't like visitors. A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors. Someone's left a trap. The element of surprise. hardly the home of a sweet, generous soul. It might be worth looking into his donations. Who knows what he's been giving? It's mine now.
I've got a long road ahead.
At least we'll have some peace now.
Peace? What peace? Haven't you heard there's an army marching towards the city?
Better to be within its walls than without, Martha. Here we stand a
Time to press ahead.
I'm not asking for much, just a tipsy investment to get me started.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Why don't you protect us?
Still breathing, despite everything. Should mind my step.
Got something else to donate, have ya? I'm gonna let you through because I don't want to take any risks. But you better not be lying.
Is everything all right, Manip Nestor? Sir?
There's been a report of dangerous contraband in the donations, and we're going to check it out.
Why? All these goods have already been checked in.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Fist. Fall in and do your job.